I'm with Ruby and Francis from Saddleworth Netball Club. A fantastic 21-19 win. It was gripping all the way to the end. That means Saddleworth are still 2 points behind Chester in second place in the ENG Youth Netball Premier League under 12s section. And they have Chester next week in a massive game to see who potentially goes top of the table and goes top going into the final week on the 26th. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's speak to Ruby and Francis from Saddleworth. Great game, girls. Let's speak to you first, Ruby. Give us an insight on the game. It was great, a great game.
Well, we did really well, and I think we were all trying our best, but we've been practicing really hard for it, and we're in it to win it.
So, Francis, Ellesmere Port, their position in the table doesn't reflect their ability, does it? Because if you was to look at the table, they're near the bottom, but they're not a bottom place team. Near bottom, they're a good team. So give us an insight on how you felt Ellesmere played and how hard it was to play against them.
They played very well, and there was lots of pressure, but I think that we played very well.
Is that one of the hard things when you're playing today? Is their intensity really hard to cope with at times?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
And your shooting today, you happy with how you performed?
Yeah, sometimes I was a bit gutted that I missed a few, but I think it was pretty well.
And how do you feel when the game is that tense, there's 1 point in it or it's drawing and you're about to take the shot? How are you feeling inside?
Got a lot of pressure, but just breathe and it'll be all right.
Do you train for those situations? How would you train for a situation like that?
Well, we usually do play against an older team in training, so that helps us prepare for it.
And Francis, massive game next week against Chester. They haven't lost yet. They're 6 out of 6 wins. They didn't play today. They just got the win because the other team didn't turn up. But big game. So what are your thoughts on playing Chester next week? And most importantly, can you beat them?
We'll have to train very hard at training, and we'll have to focus on the game a lot.
And in regards to where you think you can win the game, is it going to be a case of we're going to have to defend well, our mid-court has to be spot on, or is it all about making sure the shooters don't miss because there's no room for error next week? What part of the court do you reckon it's going to be decided in?
I think we all have to play very well to beat them.
Okay, well, it's going to be a great game next week. Make sure you prepare, and we'll see you again soon.
Thank you.